have you learned anything with our chat? How's your day going so far?
I tried to go to the library, but it's closed.
The library's closed?
Yeah. I don't know their hours. I thought it was just like, they should always be open.
Totally.
How long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this like out in public for about a year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm interviewing folks in the community
Okay.
about something that's important to them.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, something that's meaningful to you,
Yeah.
something that you think is true.
Whoa.
And I'll be asking questions
Yeah.
that kind of help us explore how you got there
Oh my god. Okay.
and what
Fine.
supports your confidence that it's true.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I don't really like vocalize it.
You don't vocalize it.
Yeah. I feel comfortable speaking about it, but like I wouldn't. Yeah, this will be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Miss Julia, right?
Yeah, David.
Julia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And no pressure, and I don't want us to do very profit because
No, it's totally fine. It's cool. It's been a big journey.
Do you have something in mind that you want to explore?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, what are the questions? I guess you already asked it. Right?
The questions are not so much about what the belief is, and more about how you arrived at the belief, and what is supporting your confidence in it. In other words,
It's kind of like, how deep am I willing to go?
yeah,
Yeah. No, okay.
I'm basically interested in the relationship between the sufficiency of the reasons that you're using to support it,
Okay.
matching with the confidence that you have that it's true.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's like kind of that's like the whole journey in itself.
Okay. So tell me about the journey.
Is it recording now?
we're recording on
Oh,
5
okay.
cameras.
Is that cool?
Whoa, yeah. I just didn't know we started. I didn't know we started.
I was recording when you walked up.
Oh.
But before we would use anything, we get
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, can you...
Tell me about the journey that you're thinking of.
Oh. And so, basically, like, over 8 years ago, I was in college and I was just, when you have a teacher just that blows your mind? I was really craving that. I just felt like I wasn't getting that in college. So I went on Rate My Professors and I looked to see who had the best ratings, and it was this philosophy teacher. So I signed up, and it was a World of Religions class, and it just blew my mind. And I was just meditating a ton, and I was just really thinking super deeply. And then I smoked, and I had like a spiritual awakening. And I like went to the professor to tell him about it, and he was like, "Oh, don't even worry, that's an ego death and whatever." But the sense of dying was really strong. And I felt like death was coming for me, and I was really paranoid. And I felt like everyone who was coming up to me was talking about tragic death. And I like told my mom about it, and there were like all these like synchronicities, and it was just like, wow, I feel so close to this higher power that I've never been before. And I didn't know, I was like trying to control basically. Like I was just trying, like I have this fear, but I think I'm on the universe's side kind of thing. I feel so close. And then I like went on birthright because I'm Jewish, and I was like, I feel like I need to get a deeper understanding of like what Judaism has to say. And then I felt even more close.
Whatever it has to say, it says Veronica V first. Please continue.
Oh. And then when I came back from birthright, my mom tragically died. Yeah. So.
This was 8 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was like a really, really tragic death out of nowhere. And then my younger sister told me she had like a dream really recently, like that kind of predicted it. So I kind of just started to spiral of like, what was that feeling of intuition that death was coming, and then it happened. And then that's kind of been the journey I've been on.
Okay.
Yeah, for the past 8 years.
So you were kind of exposed to other world religions in a
Yeah.
university setting,
Yeah.
college setting,
Mm-hmm.
and that got you thinking about death.
Yeah.
And soon after, you lost your mom,
Yeah.
tragically,
Yeah.
and that kind of started this kind of circle for you, or like spiral.
Yeah.
So where would you say you are now?
Of that journey
all
of those
this?
past 8 years. Yeah, so college, I kind of, in my head, I was like, maybe they're preparing. My mom wasn't meant to be on this earth for that long, and that was the journey, and kind of coming to peace with that. And just kind of like, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be in school. I'm grateful to have my friends, and just kind of made college the best experience I could have. And then when I graduated, I kind of was like, whoa. And then I think that's what, with grief, it just kind of comes in waves.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wow, I wish I had my mom during this chapter. So I kind of spiraled pretty hard, and that feeling of death kind of came back a lot stronger. And that's kind of where that question that you had earlier of like the facts and like what's real or what's not. Because in my head, I'm like, well, the last time I felt this way, death did happen. So now then you're like in this like state of paranoia that death is coming, and you feel like you're the knower of it.
Let me know if this gets too.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of a deep subject.
Yeah, it is.
And we can stop it.
No, it's okay. I'm comfortable.
Okay, great. Are you? Maybe you can just tell me how convinced you are
Mm-hmm.
that your journey affected the tragedy that your family faced with your
like
mom.
that I was responsible for it.
Yeah.
Ooh, like you just touched into that was like a really deep part of the journey, thinking that I was responsible for it, like if manifesting, and like if I was just so heavily thinking about it, maybe, and then you feel like you don't want to do anything because then you're tracing like what was it that what were my motives, like what was it that I was seeking, like what led me to that, like I don't know, like what, I mean, it's really deep. You're like tracing of like your behaviors and what your desires are, and like was that a consequence of like this path that I was like yearning for? And then that was like, well, I want to completely go so far away from whatever path I thought that I should be on if it led me to that. So then I became religious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I became
Okay.
pretty religious, and I still am, but that's like a new part of the journey too.
Okay.
So like I keep Shabbat and I keep kosher, but that was like a whole journey in itself too.
What is something that we can explore, that we can kind of see how confident you are in? Like,
Okay.
one of the things that's kind of standing out for me right now, and this is up to you,
Mm-hmm.
is how much of your mind and how much of your thoughts controls external reality. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Do you
sure.
think that And I don't want to lead you in any way, but
Yeah.
do you think that your thoughts had anything to do with your mom's death?
I did for a really long time. Yeah, I mean, that's like the thing. It's like, do I have control over my reality? And if so, that's really scary. And like, how do I become a more responsible human being so I don't have such. And then you can talk to people and they're like, you don't, that wasn't your fault at all. And then that kind of takes you to a whole other level of like, I have no control whatsoever. And like, even my desires myself, like, I wasn't, I don't know why I have these desires. And I think kind of having more compassion for myself,
Uh-huh.
that was pretty huge. I think I was like really hard on myself, and all of what you're saying just it produces an insane amount of fear, and you're just kind of living life just like filled with like trauma and just so much fear. And I kind of just, the way that I'm where I'm at now, which I feel like I've gone through a lot of just trying to alchemize that energy, is just coming from a place of love.
How are you doing right now?
Good. Yeah, it's been a
Okay.
long journey.
Okay. Is it okay if I ask a couple more questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you at now as far as how confident you are that your thoughts control reality?
I think that they do. It's like being a master of your thoughts.
Thoughts control reality?
I think that they do.
Can we explore that?
Yeah, I mean, manifesting is just like super powerful. I mean, that's like the biggest thing is like, did I cause my mom's death because of my thoughts? Like, I don't think so, but those are things that you do think about, and then you're kind of like, well, I'm really scared to have any thoughts, and you just like want to have like the most pure and kind of repress anything that would be bad. And then you're repressing a lot, and that doesn't feel great either, and you're not being authentic.
Is there a way to tell either way?
I think my biggest belief is that we are here on this earth, like earth is school, and we're all here to evolve our souls, and that comes down to learning how to love more.
Okay.
So I think these thoughts and like your life path and what and who comes into your life, I feel like even in this moment too, we have no control over it. I think we're kind of just like in a play, and we play different roles in each lifetime, and whatever your thoughts are like, are just predestined, and trying to go past your thoughts and is how you evolve.
Are you convinced that we are predestined?
Yeah.
Okay. How much of your thoughts affects that predestination?
How much are your thoughts?
Like, how much can your thoughts affect that predestination?
Like thinking differently?
Yeah, because it's like, on the one hand, we're predestined.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, there's this possibility that our thoughts can affect that predestination?
Yeah.
Okay. Could I ask you a question that puts you on a scale of confidence from 0 to 100?
Of how I think?
Of how confident you are that thoughts control reality. Would you be able to put yourself on a number, give yourself a number on that scale? 0 means
thoughts.
No confidence.
No,
100 means complete confidence.
I think that there's been a lot of thoughts that I like pray really hard and deeply that they're wrong. Like, like there's ways of thinking that with trauma, like it just, you don't, just to heal yourself. I hope that your thoughts don't map out what, comes forth, because you can be living in a really dark place. And if you want to change and get out of that, then you are changing your thoughts. So yeah, then you change your reality. So yeah, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand. But it's really, but I mean, I think another thing too is that whole process of just changing your thoughts that's like asking as if your journey is super dependent on just yourself. and you don't know who's going to cross your path. It's just going to open up your entire world. So it's really hard to just say like you have your control of your thoughts. Like you're going to meet people who are going to inspire you and make you think differently. So I don't know, like who has control of like when you meet somebody, you know?
One more question. One more question. Is
Yeah.
that cool?
Yeah.
Have you learned anything with our chat?
I am just more aware of like how much healing I've done, which is like proud of myself. It's not easy.
Talking about this has increased your awareness of how your journey's been and how you've handled it, kind of thing? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so. Just being able to like be on this side. I mean, I moved to LA because I like felt like I needed to be in new energy, and yeah, I just like, over a year ago, I don't think I would be as. I mean, I want to say clear, but then like something can happen and be like, I still don't know. So I mean, we're always learning. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate you
Yeah.
stopping and hanging out.
Yeah. Can I hear about your thoughts?
Sure. What question would you like to ask?
I mean, like what got you into wanting to hear other people's stories? Like what was your journey that led you into wanting to hear other people's?
That's a really good question. I'm interested in how people form beliefs.
Okay.
Because I'm convinced that our beliefs inform our behavior.
Totally.
And I'm convinced that your behavior affects me and the people that I love.
Yeah.
Either indirectly or directly.
Yeah.
And so I think if people are walking around,
Yeah.
they had a better grasp on how they arrived at conclusions.
Yeah.
They can make better decisions that affect the rest of us.
So true. I work for a company called Study Notes ABA, but it's for behavior analysts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they study people's behaviors,
Okay.
but and like how to change them. Yeah. So I'm totally down and I'm trying to change a lot of behaviors too, and like what causes those behaviors for sure.
Uh-huh.
But on like a deeper level, yeah, like how people arrive to their journey is like always very different.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks so much, Julia.
Thank you.
It's really coming down.